This is a topic that doesn't get talked about a lot, and I'm genuinely curious to the women that find themselves attracted to a married man. Like I want them to walk me through the thought process. Like, how does that even happen? Let's say your married coworker, because they say most affairs happen at work because you're constantly around this person. And if your relationship isn't strong, or if you're single or whatever, you're lonely, somebody's being nice to you, you start taking that like this person likes you, or you start having a crush on them. And this is guy or girl, but you don't really hear about men actively seeking a married woman. You just really don't hear of it. There will be those occasional stories where obviously a man, if he's being a player or whatever, then he's kind of like, well, he don't care if she's married or whatever. But I don't think he's actively seeking a married woman, because most men are territorial, you know. But for females, it seems like there are females, a lot of females, that actively only pursue married men. So I'm just trying to figure out, where does that stem from? What causes that? How can we help these females do better? Um, I try to like put myself in this female's shoes because, again, I'm trying to understand, like, at what point do feelings start happening? Like, this married man, he's married. Um, he's assuming that the female he's attracted to isn't gonna, she's not gonna just automatically want to take things sexual. So he has to like go down this little process of like speaking badly about his wife and swearing to God that, he's having trouble in his marriage. And, he'll tell this female coworker like all these horrible things about his wife. And I try to put myself in the female shoes. Like, at any point, do these females ever ask themselves, how true can this be? I mean, if his wife is so horrible, why is he still there? You know, it just, the math is not mathing. But does a female not care to want to ask herself those questions? Does she actually know or intuitively feels like the married man is gaslighting her, but she doesn't care because she's lonely, and she's just gonna go with the flow and see where things go with him. Um, but yeah, I really do try to understand what that is. Is the female feeling a certain level of insecurity within herself, and she doesn't actually want a serious commitment, or doesn't think she's worthy of a serious commitment, so she settles to be a side chick or to be an affair partner? Because then I've heard stories where, you know, the married man, because it's so rare that a married man leaves his wife for his affair partner. And but I have heard stories where there were some men who left their wives, and their side chick was just like, whoa, 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 this is happening too fast. I didn't really sign up or intend on actually being your wife, you know. And then I think, you know, why would she sell this married man a story? Because, okay, he's selling her a story, right? So I get it. It's almost like the scammer got scammed. He's selling her a story of how he's unhappily married, and but like he'll probably make it of an excuse about the kids, or him not wanting to break up the family, or It's cheaper to keep her type of situation. Whatever his excuses are, right? But he's so unhappy and he's convincing this girl that they could have a secret relationship. It'll be fine, blah, 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 right? But then her going along with it, she's okay with it because she isn't really trying to be a wife. Um, but in some way, I think it's pretty wild that she's willing to help him destroy something that was long term, something that could have been genuine, for something that's fleeting. You know, I think side chicks need to be a little more honest with the married man up front, because then I think it would play out differently. The married man wouldn't take it so far as to leaving his wife, because he knows at the end of the day the side chick's not trying to be his wife. She's not trying to take care of him. You know, she's there for the fun time, not the long time. But I don't know. It seems pretty pretty crazy on the females end. I don't know if she just doesn't want to admit that to herself, that she's not wifey material, or she's just actually not interested in being anybody's wife. But I do think that that's something that she should share from day one of their affair, because I've heard a lot of stories of the female telling the husband or telling the married man everything he wants to hear, you know, if he's complaining about all the things that his wife is actually um, failing at or falling short in. You know, you have this affair partner that, you know, now she knows that she can say, oh, I would never do that, or I could do that, or I would be willing to do that, or I would be that for you. And then the married man starts feeling like, oh, okay, maybe the grass is going to be greener on the other side. So let me cut ties with the wife and the kids and figure that out, and then I can be happy with my affair partner. And then that just never really happens. You know, that's not really realistic. It's more a little, it's more of a little fantasy, I guess you could say. But yeah. So hopefully you guys could chime in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. If you know somebody who has been on either side of the situation, whether they were married and they decided to have a side chick or side piece, male or female. But I'm not too concerned about trying to help heal males. I'm trying to bring up this discussion for the females that are doing this and do think like this, because they clearly think it's okay that they keep doing this. But it's more of to have the discussion to help them be more aware of it, and then hopefully they can correct it, try to figure out where that stems from, what's causing them to do that. Because I personally would never want to feel like I have to share somebody or somebody has to share me. And call me a selfish lover, but I am. Like, if I'm with somebody, I'm with them and that's it. So obviously this is definitely gonna circle back to low self-esteem at some degree, because I mean, a female that is willing to settle for being a side piece, for being a secret, for being something that he would never want anybody to find out about. I mean, you can't really think highly of yourself now, right? And yeah, so I definitely would want females to really ask themselves what that is and how can they make better choices to value themselves better, to pour into themselves, to align themselves with somebody that's actually emotionally and physically available to be fully committed to them and only them. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to hear what other people have to say about this. And hopefully, this doesn't cause any type of animosity or aggression in the comments. But it is definitely a topic that needs to get talked about more. I'm kind of thinking the more we talk about it and the more that it's out there and being exposed, maybe it'll happen less and less and less. Maybe that's the hope, that's the goal, but mainly to help females like this correct themselves. Because do I look at these females like they're horrible females? Honestly, I don't. I think everybody has a story, everybody has been through something, but I don't think those should be an excuse to continue to make bad decisions. And um, because your bad decisions are hurting people, you know, the wives or spouses that are unaware of these affairs, you know, when they find out, like, other people get hurt and you don't know how far that goes. You know, when the husband gets caught and the wife wants to immediately file for divorce if they got kids, and now they're, you know, he's stuck in an ugly custody battle. Like, there's a lot of things that happen, a domino effect from those decisions. I just want people to be more accountable with their decisions, um, recognize it, and again, just try to correct it as best as they can.